Have you ever rented or bought an apartment or built a house? When you build a house or rent an apartment, you make sure the doors are working properly and they have locks, right? And that way, nothing can enter the house except you open the door. In the same manner, immunization serves as a lock on the doors of your child's body. It protects the doors of your baby's body from germs that cause diseases. So if you don't immunize your baby, you keep the doors of your baby's body open, germs and diseases can enter. Juliana Ome is today, and today our topic will be childhood immunization. Childhood immunization simply means to give a child some vaccines, either as liquids or as injections at different times to help the child stay safe from germs that cause disease. That thing given to the baby during immunization is called vaccine. Vaccines are weak germs that have been prepared in the lab, not to cause harm to the body, but to help the body build soldiers that will fight the real germs when they try to enter the body. So vaccines are like medicines. They are helpful, they are safe, but they can cause some side effects. Although in majority of cases, vaccines do not cause any serious side effects at all. There are some vaccines a child will need to take only once, and that child will have complete protection. For example, BCG, which prevents tuberculosis. And there are other vaccines that will be taken more than once before the body will have complete protection. For example, HPV vaccine, which protects against hepatitis B infection. Now, how does vaccines work? When you pass through a road for the first time and that road is bad, maybe the road has broken bottles or sharp objects that can cause injury to you. The next time you want to pass through that road, you wear boots on your legs, right, for protection. Now, this is similar to what happens in our bodies when we take vaccines. When you take vaccines, your bodies will see the germs that cause that particular disease you're trying to prevent. And it will produce soldiers for that kind of disease. So whenever that germ comes anywhere around your body, the soldiers of your body are already on alert to kill the germs. These soldiers are called antibodies. So for every vaccine you take, you build soldiers in your body, especially for that disease. So why does vaccination start at such a young age? Young children can be exposed to diseases and infections at a young age in life from different people and different places, and that can put them in danger. The way the World Health Organization arranged the timetable for immunization is such that young children are protected as early as possible. Remember, the bodies of these young children are not strong enough to protect them from germs because their immune systems are not yet fully developed. So it is very important that children are vaccinated against diseases as early as possible and at the recommended time. And it is very important to maintain the time between the various doses of all the vaccines. So parents, when you're asked to bring back a child for another dose of vaccine, please keep to that particular date. It helps the vaccines to work as they are supposed to. And children all over the world are immunized, but vaccines vary from place to place to depend on where the child lives. So the best way to keep your child immunized is to visit the hospital where you live and to follow the immunization schedule of where you live. For example, in Nigeria, the immunization schedule covers the diseases that affect children here. Diseases like tuberculosis, polio, hepatitis B, diphtheria, whooping cough, tetanus, pneumonia, rotavirus, measles, yellow fever, meningitis, cervical cancer. In government-owned facilities, health centers, general hospitals, teaching hospitals and all that, the vaccines your child received during routine immunization are free of charge. But you may be asked to pay for 1 or 2 special vaccines, which are not part of the routine immunization schedule. It is expected that once a woman delivers her baby in the labor ward, the baby is immunized at birth. So these 3 vaccines are given. BCG is given to prevent against tuberculosis, HPV for hepatitis B infection, and OPV to prevent against polio. And when you're discharged from labor ward and you go home with your baby, you go home and sit at home until 6 weeks. When you return as a mother, you're coming for a postnatal clinic and you're also bringing your baby for immunization, and that is when you take the second dose of immunization. And this time around, they will give you other vaccines in addition to the normal ones: HPV for hepatitis B infection, diphtheria, whooping cough, for tetanus, for HIV, Haemophilus influenza. Now, these 5 vaccines are already in one shot, and it is called Penta. So it is a Penta vaccine, and it has 5 vaccines in one, and just one injection is given to the baby to protect against all these diseases. And at this age, this 6 weeks, the child will also take polio vaccine and also rotavirus vaccine. And then this will continue. Next 4 weeks, you have to go back and all that until the child has completed all the vaccines. And some vaccines will be required between the ages of 8 and 12, like the HPV vaccine against cervical cancer and other cancers. So please, it does not end at measles, 9 months. You can still continue to go and make sure you receive all the supplements like vitamin A and all that, okay? Very helpful. Please, immunization for a child does not end with measles and yellow fever at 9 months. You are expected to bring back the child for other vaccines and supplements like vitamin A supplements, booster doses. Make sure and do well to ask the health worker when next you're supposed to bring your child for immunization. Follow up until the child completes every vaccine on the card. The card given to you has all the vaccines. Look at it and look at the age you should give it to your child and ask questions, okay? Please, parents, try and get involved. When you go for immunization services and they weigh your child, be interested, know the child's weight, because it's being monitored in that same immunization card, so that if there's any problem, if your child is not growing well, the child will be taken to see the doctor. And when you are undergoing immunization sessions and they teach you how to prepare complementary feeds, take advantage of those teaching sections and learn from them. The teaching sessions will help you to know how to introduce complementary feeds for your baby. If you have problems with breastfeeding, also ask questions. Once you go for immunization, feel free, do everything that will help you to give optimum care to your child. I hope this helps someone. One way to help you keep track of your child's vaccination is the immunization card, and this card should be handled with care. Each time you need to take your child for immunization, make sure you go with this card for proper documentation. For most vaccines, it's never too late to catch up. Talk to your healthcare worker about how to get any missed vaccines for your child. Now, are there vaccines for every disease? Not all diseases have vaccines. For example, there's no vaccine for hypertension or diabetes, but many other diseases have vaccines, like we've already mentioned. So we should do well to give the vaccines to the children. And when will a child that is born into this world where there are too many germs not be protected with immunization? Saying no to immunization is like building a house without plans to protect it with doors and locks, and anyone can go into the house, occupy the house, or even steal the properties and kill you if you're inside the house. So immunization currently prevents 2 to 3 million deaths every year all over the world, and make sure your child is counted. Dear parents and caregivers, always remember this: knowledge makes a difference between a healthy child and a sick child. When you have the right knowledge, you struggle less with the care of your children. Get your child's immunization up to date and watch that child grow in the best state of health and development. I love you all, and I remain your favorite Health Talk personnel on YouTube. Please do well to use the comment section for your questions and your comments. Click on the like button if you learned something from this Health Talk. And of course, subscribe if you're yet to. Thank you very much, and see you again.